Political commentator Duncan Big Lies Watley has taken umbrage to statements made by Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, which suggested mandatory COVID-19 vaccination for the St. Kitts Nevis public. In an interview with SK Newsline Thursday, Mr. Watley said the Prime Minister's statements were irresponsible.
I think that he should not have gone down that road, and it is very disturbing because we are talking about a vaccine that the jury is still out on. We are not certain as to the efficacy and how well it's going to be to our bodies down the road. And so for him to be using such harsh language and such strong languages as to say that the government is seriously thinking, his government is seriously thinking about making it mandatory for civil servants and workers of the government to be vaccinated. To me, we are seeing what we call a dictatorial kind of behavior by our Prime Minister.
He suggested that the Prime Minister's comments may have been made deliberately to gauge the public's response.
I know the Prime Minister very well, and this is something that he does very often. And I know sometimes there are persons within his cabinet and within his immediate surroundings who sometimes would cringe when he says certain things, because he has a history of going out on a limb to say certain things very carelessly and like in a don't care kind of manner. And so I don't want to say he misspoke. I think that what he did was very much calculated. If you know Timothy Harris, and I know Timothy Harris, he does things, he says things to get the feedback from the general public, to get the feedback from the persons out there who are listening.
Mr. Watley believes that public education on vaccination should continue in order to encourage persons to willingly take the vaccine. He noted that the National Assembly would have to be called upon to pass a law to make vaccination mandatory.
They would have to go back to the National Assembly and pass legislation to effect this kind of mandate that he is calling for. And so, yes, the National Assembly and the elected members have a right to make laws, and so they can go and try to. And that is why I'm saying that we are bordering the line of dictatorship.
Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, during the presentation of the COVID-19 vaccines from the COVAX facility on Wednesday, suggested that the government is looking at the possibility of implementing mandatory vaccination. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.